First tonight, imagine being sat at the side of your elderly mother's hospital bed, caring for her through her dementia, knowing you were the only one she trusts to help her communicate with doctors. Well, now imagine being dragged away from her bedside and arrested because your very presence broke the strict coronavirus protocols in place at the time.
Well, that's what happened to Dawn McLean from Nottingham. She had kept her ordeal to herself, but told ITV Central she's grown increasingly angry as allegation after allegation has emerged that those in charge who introduced those very protocols might have broken them. And after Prime Minister Boris Johnson apologised yesterday in Parliament for attending a Bring Your Own Booze party, she decided to share her story with Rajiv Popat.
Pauline Reist is 84 and suffers from dementia.
You know how to colour, you colour lots.
She lives with her daughter Dawn McLean at Park Rise in Nottingham. This was her in September 2020.
Can you open your eyes?
Dawn became worried when her mother became unresponsive.
Ma'am, can you open your eyes?
An ambulance was called and they were taken to the Queen's Medical Centre. Dawn was told she couldn't wait by her mother's side due to visitor restrictions around COVID.
And I heard Mum shout out, so I walked through to her because I thought if they start to ask her about medication or anything, she don't know none of that. So they said, you're not allowed to be through here with her. I says, oh, I am. I says, I'm my mum's carer. I says, I'm speaking for my mum, like.
Dawn works as a porter at City Hospital. She refused to leave even when security were called. A short time later, 2 police officers arrived.
All of a sudden, he come like, tore the curtain like, the 2 security guards stood to one side. He went, right, come on now, out.
Dawn said what happened next shocked her.
He says, she's resisting, get the handcuffs. And they handcuffed me. He literally dragged me away from my mum and he dragged me all through the ED department. He wouldn't have dragged a dog the way he was dragging me. I wouldn't have dragged my dogs and you wouldn't have done that.
And it was painful?
It was painful, yes. It bruised all up my wrist and all my hands swelled there. Yeah, it was terrible.
At any point, did you lash out at the police? Did you hit them?
When he was dragging me down there, I thought, he's not going to hurt my wrists anymore if I try and pull myself down. So I just sort of pulled my hands down and I went, let me walk, like that.
After being arrested, Dawn says she was taken to a police station at high speed. She claims her mobile phone was thrown to the floor when she tried to call her sister, and she told me she then spent 7 hours in a police cell.
I made a phone call to the Queen's Medical Centre on the Saturday morning to investigate why Mum had been asked to leave. And I was told under certain bullet points, if he was having a baby, he could stay. One of the bullet points was what the lady gave to me was severe dementia, which is, in the circumstances, what Mum was there for as Mama's carer and her voice. So for her then to say she shouldn't have been asked to leave, Mum's gone through the distress and upset of being in a cell, Mama's left alone with no family knowing what's going on. And for what? The way that it was handled, I think the police were bang out of order. And yeah, I think the hospital have some answers to give.
Pauline's family decided to speak out after repeated allegations about lockdown rules being flouted by those who made them. They now want an apology from the police and the hospital trust. Rajiv Popat, ITV News, Nottingham.
In a statement, the Nottingham University Hospitals Trust, which runs the QMC, said, "We worked hard to find a solution and we're sorry that we were not able to. We have listened to Ms McLean to try to address the concerns. We recognise the impact that restricted visiting has, but we need to do all we can to keep people safe in the pandemic."
Well, meanwhile, Nottinghamshire Police said a woman was arrested as an absolute last resort after repeatedly refusing to leave. The force added that with thousands of people dying every day at the height of the pandemic, our primary goal was to help limit the spread of the virus and save lives.